You're listening Table 12 Podcast. Danny Barr, Paul Marino, Rob Klein in the next room. Gentlemen.
Welcome back, fellas.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Yeah, we were off for a couple weeks there, and Rob and I went on the road separately, different parts of the country. Hey, Rob, you have a good trip?
Had a great trip. Got to go down to Florida, hang out there with my buddy for 7 days, and avoid the 20 inches of snow here in New Jersey.
Well, we didn't get 20 inches. We got 8.
Well, the airport got 20.
Got more than 8 inches. I think it was
always
10,
bragging.
10 or 12.
You're always bragging. You always got a one-up.
I think it was about 10 or 12. But
Rob and I both escaped it.
I'm stuck here.
And yeah, well, it's by design.
Yeah, you don't go anywhere, Paul.
No. I was in the driveway with my red long johns on most of the weekend.
Shitter's full.
Yeah, I don't use the back flap, but
you look like Uncle Eddie from Christmas Vacation. God, I hate explaining a joke.
So tell me about the trip. What'd you do out there in Vegas?
So went to Vegas. Left Sunday morning early.
Did you go to North Carolina before you went to Vegas?
No, actually went to Phoenix.
Oh, you went to Phoenix? At least it's in the right direction.
Flew to Phoenix, and then it was a little 1-hour hopper to Vegas. Flew over to Grand Canyon, which is...
You flew over the canyon?
Over the canyon, which is only the second time I've ever done that.
Wow.
Other than the helicopter ride I took years ago. But, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then flying into Vegas, you can't help but see the Strip.
Yeah.
From any direction, you're going to see the Strip. But, it was... so we went to go see The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. And stayed at the Venetian, which is the property that the Sphere is on. So I kind of planned it that way. And I was at a conference years ago at the Venetian, and I was so impressed with it. I always thought if I ever went back to Vegas, I'd want to stay there. The second largest hotel in the world. Behind
What's the name of it?
The Venetian.
Venetian.
And it's all Italian, obviously, decor.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a moat with a gondola. You could sit in a gondola and go, around, and which is really cheesy. And seriously, the most unhappy employees I've ever seen were those gondola guys that in the silly outfits with the striped shirt and the kerchief around their neck.
Yeah.
But they did not look happy. 7,700 hotel rooms. And just massive. On Monday, I walked almost 21,000 steps and never left the property. That's how big it is. And
you never left the
Venetian
footprint
property.
of the hotel?
Yeah. No.
What was the Oz thing at the Sphere?
Yeah, so that was at the Sphere, which is, like I said, on the Venetian property. So when you walk to the Sphere, you're still on the property. A half-hour walk. From room to the Sphere and back to the room was over 5,000 steps. I mean, that's just how far it is. But the Sphere is really cool. I mean, it's massive. It's got 40,000 speakers inside it. The electric bill's $500,000 a month. They really do it upright. The lobby, when you walk in, is all Wizard of Oz and all these props. And outside the Sphere, they have 2 giant Wicked Witch of the East legs with the ruby slippers coming out from underneath the Sphere.
House.
Like the house, yeah. And you walk in, and the entire globe is a movie screen. So you're surrounded by the movie.
It's like one of those IMAX things, right?
No, because an IMAX is all in front of you.
Right.
This is above you on the sides. It's like being inside. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's like being inside a Sphere.
Oh, okay. Now, is it a movie you're watching?
It's The Wizard of Oz, yeah.
So it's not a show.
Movie.
They're showing the movie in the...
It's the actual movie with Judy Garland, Burt Lahr.
Okay.
And then what they do is they bring in special effects. So during the Twister, they have these giant fans, robotic fans that stand up, and there's holes in the ceiling trap doors they can open, and they drop down paper leaves and they blow the leaves all over, all over the sphere. And then, and it's, you actually feel a little grit, like you're in the twister.
Right.
And, excuse me.
So the sound is obviously unbelievable, right? That's the whole.
The best part, the best experience of the whole thing was hearing Over the Rainbow, seeing that scene and being completely encompassed by it. And the sound was perfect. The scene where they walk into the woods and the trees throw apples at them. They drop apples like Nerf apples from the ceiling. When they fall asleep in the poppies and it snows to wake them up. It snows.
So they're trying to give you a 3-dimensional experience.
It's immersive, is what they call it, an interactive, immersive experience. And then when the monkeys fly, they have drone monkeys flying around. It's like a Pink Floyd concert, like the pig is flying in a Pink Floyd concert.
Yeah,
they got monkeys flying around the sphere. So that part of it, awesome, very cool, great experience. The problem, the 1939 movie was not made to be seen that up close. So you see flaws. You see flaws in the makeup and, the Lollipop Guild munchkins. You could see their skinhead wigs and, the seams and they did a lot of CGI to build it out because the movie itself doesn't fill out that much space. So they do CGI, computer graphic interface, to create more of the movie for it.
Right.
So it didn't always blend. When she's walking on the yellow brick road, kind of tells she's not walking on the road. It's not like her feet are touching the road because they did some CGI on the yellow brick road, and it wasn't really blending with her walking. I don't know if I'm explaining it properly.
Yeah, I get it.
And then they also edited it for time purposes. And so the scene where they fall asleep in the poppies, what they did was as Dorothy's falling into the poppies asleep, the camera goes down into the poppies and the poppies rise up above you and you're seeing her vision of laying in the poppy field. But what you did not see was the lion go to sleep. And that's, to me, significant because the lion is an animal. So it was affected by the sleep drug that the witch spread over the poppies, but the Scarecrow and the Tin Man are not human, so they weren't affected.
Right.
But they didn't show you the lion go to sleep. And then all of a sudden, Dorothy's up and snow fell into the sphere. And so it was really more about the interaction than it was about watching the movie.
Right.
But very colorful, bright, loud. It was an experience, I would like to go see a concert there. I don't know if that's worth the entire cost of the trip.
I guess it depends on who you're going to see.
If you gamble and you enjoy casino life on a vacation and what have you, then by all means, the Sphere is a very cool thing to do while you're on vacation. We went to the top of the Strat and had a nice dinner.
That's the one with the private bar in the room or whatever.
That's the Ferris wheel.
The Ferris wheel.
The Strat is the Space Needle.
Yeah,
and it's a hotel casino, but at the very top of it, the top 2 floors are a restaurant, and the floor rotates 360 degrees. So while you're eating your dinner, you get an entire view of the city at night.
Okay.
And everything. So we had dinner up there, saw the city at night, and that was great. Something to do. It's just nothing's a bargain.
No.
And the casinos are so big that by the time you leave, you finally navigate it, and it's time to go home. 'Cause you spend half your time walking around trying to remember how the hell to get back to your room.
Yeah.
But people could not have been any nicer. Could not be more accommodating. I would recommend anyone going to bring like a fistful of $5 bills because all you do is tip.
Right.
You know? So, but it was cool. My third time there, my third different hotel. So I feel like I've done it. Went to the Hoover Dam, did the tour of that. That was very cool, obviously. Weather was perfect, 65 and sunny every day. It's just a pain in the ass to travel anymore. Phoenix is 5.5 hours in the air, and we were talking to this couple who were retired from Jersey, live in Tucson, but they come back to Jersey to see their grandkids and what have you. And she said it's just 10 hours. That's it. Just expect 10 hours. And so we left. Our flight left at 6:30 Sunday morning, and we landed in Vegas at 11:30
Their time.
And the funny thing is when we flew from Phoenix to Vegas, we actually landed the same time we took off. Because Phoenix is not on their time zone.
Oh,
There's an hour difference.
okay.
But, but then coming home, we changed planes in Dallas. And our flight got delayed, and we ended up sitting in Dallas airport for over 4 hours before we even got on a plane.
Oh.
And, yeah, I know that's, sounds privileged, but it's still a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's a pain in the neck.
So we left our hotel room at 6:30 in the morning, Vegas time, and we got home at midnight, our time. So it's a long day.
It's a long day.
So, and we were only there 3 days. So, not worth it.
So you flew out before the snow?
Yeah, we flew out 6:30 Sunday morning.
Right.
And there was nobody home for the storm, which bothered me.
Yeah.
Bothered me more than I thought it would. But I did not like not being home for the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Just like what happens? Power goes out, whatever.
You got no control over what's going on.
And fortunately, we have wonderful neighbors who took care of our driveway and front walk for us. So I didn't come. I had to clear the back patio, what have you. But I didn't have to do really any shoveling when I got back. So that was great of them. That was awfully nice of them to do that. And but I was on my Ring camera the whole time, Sunday night, Monday morning. Excuse me, checking out the storm and how's the house and what have you. I became obsessed with it.
Yeah, I was worried about the power outage too. So Sunday night I didn't sleep too good, worrying about that to happen. I mean, I was all set for it, but it's still not easy to navigate. Snow was pretty. The only thing, it stopped Monday early enough where you could get done with it. Like the last storm before that, the big one, it was just going and go. You got to keep going out.
Well,
I timed everything pretty well.
Excuse me. We ended up being in the fortunate part of the Northeast.
Yes. Yeah.
Rhode Island got 3 feet.
Yep.
Down the shore got a couple of feet.
Yeah.
So yeah, for once, this area lucked out. But it was icy. It was an icy snow, though, right?
It was a little heavier. We got a little ice at one point, but it wasn't enough to make it too unmanageable. Yeah, I mean, I'm sick of it. So you want to get out of this. Hopefully, we're outside of a couple of small things. I hope we don't get a big one again. I'm supposed to have ice tonight, but
yeah, tomorrow's going to be lousy.
In the morning, yeah,
a lot of rain. Well, it's going to rain all day, but we got 2 weeks, and then be hitting the driving range.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we got through it, but it's not easy. It wasn't an easy winter.
The winter sucked. The hell with it not being easy. It just plain sucked. Every day I walked out of my house and was reminded why I don't live in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I don't know how those people do it.
I don't either. But you went out there and you had a good time and stuff.
Well, I want to bring something up though. And Rob, tell me, people on their cell phones
Constantly.
This is my moment to bitch. Everywhere I walked out there, somebody in front of me was looking at their cell phone. And I honestly don't. I can barely walk with eyesight and not stumble. I don't know how people do it. They don't see where they're going. And at one point, we're walking down these stairs, and there was a guy walking down the middle of the stairs. No one could get by him. He's looking at his cell phone as he's walking down the stairs. I mean, it was like Jerry Lewis going down in Cinderfella going down the stairs. Like he just walked down the stairs. Crowd of people behind him, he could have cared less. He knew there were people behind him. He knew that he was holding people up. He was walking slowly. He was reading something on his cell phone. What is so fascinating that you can't put your phone down?
I don't know.
To get from point A to point B.
I don't know.
Am I sounding like a curmudgeon on this?
No, because I look, I keep my phone in my general area. I'm not on it all day. I can't do it all day. I'll check things every now and then, but I see people just never getting off it.
What is so important?
I don't know.
I mean,
I really don't know.
Here's an escalator. You know what? Maybe this is a good time to check my email. It was everywhere we went.
If they're not on scrolling on something, then they're playing a game. If they're not scrolling, then they're playing.
And it's funny you're saying that because I'm sitting on the plane to come home, and I'm watching young people, and yes, I'm saying young people. It's all people in their 20s and maybe early 30s, walking onto the plane with their carry-on in one hand and their phone in the other. And now all of a sudden they have to they're annoyed because they have to put the phone down to put their carry-on in the upper compartment. And I watched this young woman do it. She comes on, she needed help putting her carry-on up on the thing. She still has her phone in her hand. And when she sits down, she's in a row in front of me. And I looked at her phone, and yes, it was a game. The game was more important than everyone behind her in the aisle getting on the plane, and more important than her ability to put her own bag up into the compartment.
Yeah.
So, Rob, did you see that in the airport?
Oh, yeah, constantly. No matter where you are, people are on their phones.
Well, I didn't see it in the airport, but I was at a doctor's office. I was at a doctor's office in the parking lot last week, okay? And I always park away from everybody. So I see a car pulling up, and the guy doesn't have his hands on the wheel. He's looking at his phone, not looking anywhere, and the car's coming right for me, like because he's going to back up into a space, right? And I got my hands in the air because it looks like he's going to hit me. It was one of them cars that you don't have to put your hand, you don't have to steer. And he's not even he's not even looking out the windshield. He's looking down, and the car's moving back and forth.
Oh, he's got smart pock.
Yeah,
he's got.
I'm like this
smart pock.
I'm like, what? And he's not even looking forward at anything that's going on. He's got the confidence that the car is going to park itself, and meanwhile, I'm sitting there
in between two other cars.
No, but it was a big parking lot, but I was parked away from everybody. But in order for him to back up into another space, he kind of came towards me, and then backed up into another space. Even though I don't understand it. Like he wanted to back into a space, not just pull in. I don't even know how he did it with no hands.
The car did it.
Well, that's what I mean. But I don't know. Like if you're driving up to the car, do you say park in this spot? I have no conscience.
I have no idea.
Anyway, so then he sees me putting my arms up in the air, like, hey, what the heck are you doing? He gets out of the car with he's got his phone, and he's got a phone and an umbrella. He didn't even bat an eyelash. He just looked at me like.
He's more worried it's going to rain than he is hitting another car in the parking lot.
Yeah, but he had no confidence. He had all the confidence in the world that the car was going to back up. I'd be like, I don't trust this.
Well, it's funny because on Las Vegas Boulevard, they have these electric driverless cars, and they're cabs,
I could never get in.
And you see people sitting in the back seat.
I could never do it.
No, neither could I.
I could never do it.
No.
So outside of that, that was my exciting part of the week. Outside of that,
watching a guy.
Yeah, backing up with no hands
using
on the cell phone.
You remember that commercial? Smart Pack?
Pack? I don't remember.
That was in Boston. It was the people in Boston, and they're like, well, how's he going to get in there? The spot is tight. He says, well, he's got Smart Pack.
Yeah.
He's a Smart Pack. He got Smart Pack in Cambridge. He got Smart Pack in Cambridge. And then Ortiz is hanging out the window.
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember that? It was
No.
great. It's one of my favorite commercials.
So, you guys text about you're going to the trip. I'm going on the trip. I'm staying home. So this is what I got. I got the snow. So I felt bad. So I can't even contribute to the conversation because I'm not leaving town. So I went down to the Wallkill River and stood in and looked at the river just to make myself feel like I'm doing something where there was more. There was no gondolas. There was nobody in there with a scarf. Nothing.
You could have texted us a picture.
I should have. But I was afraid I would drop my phone into the river. Okay? Because that's what happens to me. But
that would have been a nice picture to get.
Now I feel bad I didn't take my wife on the trip down to the Wallkill. Maybe she could have took a selfie. But
there you go.
But that was about it for me. That was my week.
I took a selfie this week. I never take selfies. I'm not very good at it. Every selfie I take, I look confused. I look like I'm trying to figure out how to take a selfie.
You got to get some lessons from Steve Allen because that's all he does.
That's all he does.
And he can do a selfie with 8 people. That's not what a selfie is. That's a group picture.
Without one of those sticks.
Oh no, he's
right.
He did one yesterday. They were all out somewheres and he had the thing.
Yeah,
how he does it.
I don't know.
But anyway, Rob, anything to add to your trip or we're going to do some catch up here.
Yeah, I hear you. It's I had a great trip. I was down in Florida, visited my friend in Naples, hung out there, got to do some jet skiing on the Gulf. It was great.
You jet skiing?
Oh yeah.
Your ankle's like the bionic ankle. Then
yeah, my therapist was thrilled that I was going to go do that, but it worked out okay.
I don't know why you tell him.
Because he asked.
Well, you lie.
Why would I lie? I want to make him feel uncomfortable.
Oh, so he didn't in other words, you were being sarcastic. He didn't want you to do that.
Right. He didn't want me to do it.
He said specifically to you, are you going to be jet skiing?
No, he said, what are you doing in Florida? And I said, I'm going jet skiing.
Okay. So
there's your mistake.
My answer is just hanging out.
My answer is this, nothing.
Nothing. My answer is this.
I'll be like Paul and just not do a damn thing.
Nothing.
I'm not giving you any information.
Yeah,
not only am I not giving you the money,
I want you to put up the gaming license out of your own pocket.
Paul, you need to get out more.
Well, I was thinking of going up to New Hampshire for the day.
For the day?
Soon. Well, I can't. I might stay over one night. I can't stay over. My daughter-in-law texted me because my other granddaughter's graduating high school, and I went to the other one last year.
Wow.
Emily graduated last year. Now I got to go back this year and take a trip up there. But I told her I had to check my travel calendar to see if that weekend was open, and they all happened, because
we get it.
Yeah,
yeah,
we get it. So they wow, you get 2 of them.
Yeah, Emily and Sophia are a year apart. As far as school wise, so Emily's in college now, and Sophia's just graduating, and she's graduating in June.
Crazy.
Yeah, Emily's 18. Sophie's 17.
Well, congratulations to both of them.
Yeah. So anyway, a lot of stuff happened while you were... the Sunday when you were traveling, that's when the Olympics... I got to see the Olympic game that morning, which was excellent. I won't put it on at the same level as the 1980 because that was more epic because of the fact that we were college kids playing pros with the Russians, but it was really good. And, we beat Canada in the women's hockey and also the men's hockey. And,
and the women dominated.
The women just dominated.
But they had every game.
But they were losing with 2 minutes to go.
I'm talking about leading up to that game.
But
they were beating.
They dominated through the whole
goals.
thing, but Canada had them 2-1 with 2 minutes to go in the game. We pulled the goaltender, and we scored the goal. So,
And Hughes's mother
she was an Olympic goal. She was
right, but she's also works for that team.
Yes, but she played the '92 Olympics. I don't think they won the gold that year, but But then Jack Hughes was the hero of the men's.
I have to say the goalie was.
Well,
I can't pronounce his name.
But he's
Don't ask
Hellebuck. But
okay.
no, I agree with you.
41
saves. But you got to give it to Jack. I'm talking about for that game.
Oh.
Jack Hughes got the winning goal.
Right.
That's 3-on-3. Anything could happen. He got the goal. But that goaltender, rightfully so, he should have got the MVP of
he should have.
They gave it to somebody on Canada. Connor McDavid got it. Why would you give it to somebody not on the winning team? I know he had good stats throughout the tournament, but I thought that was a mistake.
The Canadian goalie had like 29 saves. So the Canadians really dominated the game.
They outshot him. I mean,
right.
Look, the Americans stopped a 5-on-3 two-man advantage at one point in the game. After that, they dominated. It looked like the ice was tilted, but this guy stood on his head, made some saves that were unbelievable. Okay, kept them in the game.
He threw it. I didn't see it because we were flying actually when the game was going on. I landed and found out what happened. Did he actually throw his stick to block a shot?
No, he didn't throw it, but he never let go of it. But he just reached back as far as he could, and the puck hit the top end of the long part of the stick and bounced away. I don't know how. I don't know how it didn't. I mean, and look, hockey more than any sport. There's a lot of luck because you get puck luck or crazy bounces. And this other guy, McKinnon. Look, Canada's a great team. He missed this guy McKinnon on the doorstep. Missed an open net with nobody near him, and just you and I we couldn't skate to the net.
Well, yeah,
but
I don't go on ice.
We could have. He missed, and this guy's a world-class player. He just muffed it and missed the net. They didn't win the game. So after the game,
I get nervous on sidewalks.
Well, I'm talking about from the standpoint the way that it was teed up for him. It was like, And after the game, the coach was complaining. 3-on-3 format. That's not real hot. Wait a second. You had to advance 2 games ago, okay, against Finland, okay, with a 3-on-3 overtime. And it was okay when you won.
Well, yeah, that's sports.
I mean? But if they played them, listen, were they a better team? Well, they didn't show it that day. But great story. It was a morning thing. If it wasn't for the snow, I might have went out somewhere to watch it. But with the snow coming, I'm not going out nowhere, or I stayed home. But I enjoyed it. The game was over by 11:30, 11:45, and I really enjoyed it. And the women played great. She was phenomenal. So, and Hellebuck, he's getting the civilian honor from
the
Trump.
Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Yep, which is unbelievable.
Listen. I think what they did was fantastic. Not sure if it's Presidential Medal of Freedom worthy.
I don't know about that either.
Trump is giving those things out like participation trophies. But it's his right. His right to do it, and it'll be a thrill for him. But, he's one member of a team that did something remarkable.
100%.
So don't necessarily agree with it, but...
I didn't agree with him changing the name of the Kennedy Center either. So
no, I didn't like that either.
Leave some things alone.
He's and he's a guy who made a guy joke.
Yeah. They had to politicize that. And now they're getting on Jack Hughes, the Democrats.
He will give the other side anything to focus on. And, that was a shame that they're putting microphones in these athletes' faces and asking them about that.
Well, they were more, and I don't want to we'll get into the politics later, but they were so mad that Jack Hughes said, "I love America," and I love the country.
Well, the Australian Open tennis tournament was a few weeks ago, and they did the same thing to those kids. When they did their pressers, how do you feel representing a country the way the United States is behaving right now?
Unbelievable.
And fortunately, every one of those athletes said, "We're here to play tennis."
So anyway,
let's not distract us.
We'll get more into that subject.
Well,
later.
That's sports. I'm talking about sports. It's tennis. You always ask me about tennis. I figured I'd throw something in.
No, I'm fine with it. As a matter of fact, Rob has something on NASCAR.
Yeah, I know you guys are huge NASCAR fans.
Huge.
Bet you can't name one driver.
Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, he's dead.
Not his son.
No, not his son, Dale Jr. All right, I'll give you that, but he doesn't drive anymore.
Well, you got big news. There was something that was never
Bobby
done before.
Allison.
Yeah, so I won't take up too much time with this, but there was history made this Sunday with NASCAR. Tyler Reddick won the Daytona 500 back on February 15th. He then won the Auto Trader 400 on February 22nd. And then on this Sunday, he won the Texas Grand Prix. And he's the first driver in NASCAR history to win the first 3 races of an opening season. And it's just phenomenal. I mean, he's a 30-year-old, and the team is owned by Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan is beside himself. And I know you guys don't follow NASCAR, but there was some big lawsuits and different things with NASCAR and Michael Jordan testifying, and I'm not going to get into all of that. But it's great to see them come out and just kick ass and take no names. You know, it's great. So the other big news is on next weekend, it's the first time they're all going to Phoenix, but it's the first time that it's going to be IndyCar on Saturday for their season opener, and NASCAR on Sunday.
Both in Phoenix.
Both in Phoenix. They're doing it's called the Straight Talk Wireless 500. All these names have sponsors now. So, but yeah, that's on Sunday. So, but it's the first time IndyCar is going to be there. So, pretty exciting. IndyCar is great to watch. Faster, more nimble. If you're a motorhead, you like it. If it's like you two guys, you'll be sitting home, I don't know, doing what?
Something productive, probably.
Oh, I'm sure.
Instead of watching a bunch of people for 2.5 hours driving left.
But they didn't drive left this weekend. 20 turns in Texas.
It was a road course.
Road course.
Yeah, I watched the last two or three laps if somebody really really wants to see it. Other than that, 2 or 3 laps is all I got.
It has a nice drone to it to put you out, though, if you want to take a nap.
I've been to Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I've watched a race there. And I drank a bucket of beer and fell asleep.
Yeah, we go to Pocono every year, camp in the infield for 4 days.
I've been told from NASCAR fans that Pocono is the worst track to go see a race.
It's big. It's 2.5 miles is one thing.
But it's not all visible.
Not unless you're on the top of an RV.
So what are you doing for all that time? Just standing in the infield?
No, like Dan said, no, you're cooking, eating. And there's all different races that are going on.
You can do that in the backyard here. I don't you have to go to a...
you don't get the experience and the noise.
You're sitting there cooking dogs on the grill, and every couple of minutes you hear, and then you go back to cook and grill, grilling, and then a couple minutes later, and
you can't even see who's driving by.
You guys should try it sometime. I
have done it.
See.
Oh.
I have done it.
I don't know, Paul. It's pretty far for you.
No, I ain't doing that. That's one of the things I'm not doing.
I drove to Charlotte to go to a race.
Oh.
I might go back to a baseball game. I don't know. I got to see. But anyway, yeah, baseball's kicking up. They get this World Baseball Classic coming. I don't know if you heard of that. The country that all the teams are playing. I'm not really a big fan on that either, to be honest with you. Most of the time, your players wind up getting injured during this thing because they're starting early.
And I remember a year or two ago at that tournament,
Diaz. The last time we had it, Edwin Diaz, who's now playing for the Dodgers, was a Met. He tore his knee up.
Right.
In the first year of like he was making 25 a year or something like that, and he got hurt the first spring training that he got the new contract. Now his contract is up. He goes to the Dodgers, and guess what he's doing again? He's going to do it again. Why? Well, if I get hurt, I get paid anyway.
Right.
Okay? And if I'm the baseball is doing this, Major League Baseball's big on it. So nobody's going to write into the contracts that you can't play because the league wouldn't they wouldn't approve the
Well,
contract.
they're insured. The teams insure them.
Yeah,
so.
true. But I mean, you don't want to see your player get hurt in an exhibition series. I mean, rather than
As a fan, you don't.
no.
And if you're a team that could compete for a title, you don't want your player to be hurt. But if there's no financial risk or reward from it because they're all insured, so it doesn't matter. But the Yankees are doing good in the preseason.
Well, they're all right. Then they got some. Look, they got a pretty good pitching staff. They talk about running it back. I think Cashman made some mistakes, almost could have haunted them by this Trent Grisham gamble that he took the bait and took the 1-year contract. Almost single-handedly made us lose Bellinger. But we got some young guys down at the minors, and they got to make room for him. Spencer Jones is just he's like another Aaron Judge. I don't want to see them get traded. Lombard Jr. and Spencer Jones, you got to keep them, and you got to hope at the end of the year.
I broke that once.
What's that?
I broke that once.
What?
My Lombard Jr.
Did you?
Yeah, it was a motorcycle accident.
But anyway, they're gearing up. They got enough pitching. They're going to be getting Cole back in May, coming off Tommy John surgery. Rodin had off-season surgery. He's going to be coming back. But they have a pretty good, decent pitcher staff until that happens. So they added a kid named Weathers. David Weathers played for the Yankees years ago. And I think they actually have a better team to start the season than they did last year because they have Caballero and Rosario starting the season that they didn't have until the trade deadline. So we'll see. The Mets, they have a lot of new faces. I don't think they're as good as last year. They got all these Met announcers are picking them that they're better now. You're taking Pete Alonso off the team, you're not going to be better. But they did pick up a couple of good pieces. Bo Bichette, good player. I don't think they're going to be much better than they were last year, and they didn't make the playoffs last year. Maybe they can squeak in. So that's what the Mets are doing. But it's a long ways to go, as they say in the business. You know what I mean, Dan? So
I do. There you go. I contributed. PGA, Cognizant down in Florida. They started the Florida
tournament. That's coming up this week, right?
No, Cognizant was this weekend. Shane Lowry, 3-stroke lead, 3 holes to go. Double bogey, par. Lost the tournament.
Really?
I was so disappointed in him. And but now they go to Orlando for Bay Hill, Arnold Palmer Classic. And I mentioned in the last show, Penn State wrestling, Big Ten championship is this weekend. And Penn State has 6 number 1 seeds, 2 number 2 seeds. There's 10 weight classes. So 8 of the 10 weight classes, Penn State has the 1 or 2 seed in the tournament. I
know you were telling me off air how good that team is.
They, I was telling you on air too, a couple weeks ago. They, it's the greatest collegiate wrestling team I've ever seen assembled, and there's only 1 senior. They're all coming back next year except for 1. It's
they get the best of the best.
It's ridiculous. But now Oklahoma State, West Virginia, or Virginia Tech are building pretty big programs, and the coach of Oklahoma State is a Penn State graduate who wrestled for Cale Sanderson, David Taylor. So there's other schools that are building, but collegiate wrestling is, I mean, they're building 10,000 seat arenas for a wrestling team in college.
Yeah.
So it's you Penn State wrestling match, it's like going to a Knick game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Knicks, they won yesterday. They beat one of the best teams in the league.
Did you have any more questions about collegiate wrestling, Paul?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Just want to make sure before we moved on to the Knicks.
Well, it was a good segue. You brought the Knicks up.
I just want to make sure. I don't want to leave you hanging.
Wrestling wasn't my sport. Only thing I did in wrestling one time was I did the WWE in gym class when we were doing wrestling, and then the coach made me wrestle all the wrestlers, and I got my ass kicked. I got out there and I was doing the
when you're built like Joey Ramone,
yeah, exactly.
It's not really meant for wrestling.
No, true. But so the Knicks are a good team. I don't think that they're going to go all the way, but they're getting ready and they're up and down. We'll see what they do. The Rangers are on their way out. They're selling players off. It looks like the Islanders have the only team that could make the playoffs. Devils are on a downslide too. But the Islanders have this kid Schaefer, he's only a 20-year-old kid who's phenomenal.
There was one or two players on the Olympic team from the Islanders.
No,
wasn't there?
Well, Brock Nelson, I think he used to play for the Islanders. I don't know if he's on the Islanders anymore. I don't remember too many Islanders.
No?
There was 2 Rangers on the team, Trocheck and Miller.
Well, and Hughes is on the Devils, and his brother is Bruins.
His brother plays for Minnesota Wild.
Oh, okay, Minnesota. All right.
Yeah, who also had a great series. And football's starting
Quinn,
up.
His brother Quinn.
Yeah, Quinn Hughes. Football's starting up. I know you'll be on edge of your seat next week. Free agency starts.
It's a good time to be a Jet fan right now.
Yeah. So they showed a picture.
Our quarterback just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did. Just a shame it was for another team.
Goes to show you the foresight the Jets had. They picked him number one.
Yes.
They picked him number one in the draft because they knew he'd be something special.
They showed the coach at the combines. He was sleeping in the combines. They had a picture of him. Not sleeping during the. I mean, he just doesn't get much better with him. But they got a lot of draft picks. See what happens. The Giants, they got some picks. I think they're going to get some free agents. Harbaugh's going to bring some of his players in. But the free agency starts next week. So we'll be on the edge of our seat next Monday.
I'll have to be keeping an eye on that.
I'm sure you'll be tuned into that. Yeah. I know you're a preseason guy. So
I'll start prepping now.
So with that, I think we'll take a short break.